The officers had disrupted his final con to go to Russia, get a medical degree, a wife, and return to the U.S.
Hot Russian chicks and doctoring, right?
Yep.
And then come back to the U.S.?
That or simply stay in Russia and keep posing as a doctor.
Right.
Nothing says, like, I'm in my 40s and things didn't work out, like
Russian bride.
Yeah.
Russian bride and pretending you're a doctor? Totally. Totally.
You're like, bro, I don't know. If I have $500, I can change my entire life. Because that's how much a plane ticket from Russia costs.
Oh, man.
Is that true? Is it cheap to go to Russia?
I have no idea. Probably not.
I figured it was-
On March 12th, 2007, James Arthur Hogue pled guilty to theft in return for a lighter sentence and a dropping of additional charges. He was released on probation in 2012.
He's out there right now?
In November 2016,
He works
was
at the comedy
arrested
store?
one more time on a theft warrant. Authorities found him living in a camouflage, self-built shack in the Aspen Mountains.
Badass now.
He was charged with criminal impersonation because he gave the officers a fake name.
Never learned his lesson.
Like he could have got away with just living in a shack. Leave me alone. I'm James Hogue. I'm in my shack. But then he told him the wrong name. They're like, you're coming with us.
Yeah, well, that also his shack was full of stolen shit.
So is he back?
there's-
Oh, of course, right? The shack was made out of oil paintings, probably.
Yeah, mostly oil paintings, all with the mouth. Like, my shack keeps dripping. I probably shouldn't keep cutting mouth holes in these paintings.
Is he mouth holes in the paintings? Is he in jail right now?
I believe he's currently in jail, but I'm not entirely sure.
Dude,
but
what a waste.
yeah, he could have been a lot of things.
But Steve, what could he? Wait,
He was a lot of things, and he was a lot of people. So
Things
I guess
things fell apart with him doing his running. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Although he was good in school, right? So he could have been a lot of things. I guess that is right.
Well, here's an interesting note. No one knows why he did what he did.
Okay.
But his high school friend Keith has a theory, and he says, "quote James told me, either finish first or last, because nobody remembers the people in the middle."
Oh, so he had a Roman ego thing where he needed to be remembered.
Oh, yeah, ego.
There is some of that in a lot of these criminals. They're similar to comedians where it's like I need people to know who I am, and you're like,
Yeah, it's so crazy.
you're willing to spend your life in jail just so you have a really big tombstone, but people do it.
So no
People
one's
do.
done the book yet on this guy. But I think when someone does the book finally, that's going to be when we find out why he was such a maniac.
what his
Yeah, it
childhood
would make
was
an
like.
interesting movie, too.
Yeah,
We've done this is now something around the 40-something of the shows we've done.
Yeah.
And there's all of them pretty much are brilliant movies.
Yeah.
And many of them are actually either currently being made or being optioned into a film. So who knows? This one's a fascinating
It's
one.
fascinating because you usually Slaton usually knows a lot about their childhood, which is to me the most fascinating
That
part.
was the
because
first question I really had. I'm like, whoa, what went wrong
Totally,
here?
Yeah, we didn't. There wasn't much in his childhood.
no matter how you look at these criminals, some of them are even worse and they're really bad people. This guy obviously was just screwed up and weird.
Just off.
But you still know at some point they were like a little boy or a little girl that was just like anybody else. But
Yep.
something happened in those defining moments at that early age. That
As a representative of people against crime in this country, I think that you can stop misrepresenting this. Every single criminal is born as a full-fledged adult, ready to start wreaking havoc on our country. And you need to stop trying to apologize for these people like they have some sort of reasons for what they do.
well, thanks for playing the devil's dickhead advocate.
That's who I am.
Just trying to rationalize how these are human
Today's
beings.
story is
empathy
sourced.
for them.
Today's story is sourced from David Samuel's in-depth piece for The New Yorker, as well as The New York Times, The Denver Post, swallowingthecamel.me, SFGate Magazine,
Not what you think. You can totally click it. It's safe for work.
and of course the evil robots at Wikipedia.
Which we've started to love after a while.
Yeah, I mean, look,
They've been there for us.
yeah, they have.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to embrace evil to get the good.
At first, you're like, these robots, they're taking our jobs. They're making us cold-hearted.
Yep.
And now you're like, you know what? They've actually been helping out for a while. They haven't been overstepping their bounds.
Yeah, that's why I donated $5 last week to them, which I said on the last episode, and I'll say it again. I donated $5 to help support Wikipedia.
Yeah. Elon will keep us safe,
That's what I'm going for.
right?
Let's hope.
Yeah,
We have a
right.
lot of faith that Elon Musk's protecting us from the robots.
It's every once in a while we read a story where the guest just is almost in shock the
I'm
entire
in shock.
time through.
Because, the whole time I'm like, I don't want to hear anything terrible. And you were like, dude, this doesn't involve murder, I think you told me.
Yeah,
I was
that's-
like, all right, thank God.
Yeah.
But it's just this is a weird story.
Yeah.
And there's just so many layers to the human experience there that I'm just like, wait, how does this happen?
I try to go
How
with
does
some
somebody
semi-whimsical crime
Things
free.
happen.
Yeah, it is whimsical.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be this is a comedy viewed from the right perspective, but there's something
Like
just
The
so
Showman.
sad.
Can I just tell you, Steve?
No.
Can I generalize?
Dude, he just never learned.
Can I generalize though, Steve? How this happens is and this is just me. I'm a poor man's psychologist, right? I didn't go to any college. Everybody starts off as a kid, and they're born into this world, and it's almost like there's like an original sin that happens.
Yeah.
And their parents went through whatever they were to be shittier parents than they could have been, or they got taken away from their parents for some unfortunate reason or whatever. Whoever raised them, the village or team that brought them into this world, stuff happened, and they weren't taught like how to like react properly and how to deal with things. And you get formed at those young ages, and then the
trauma
decision,
sometimes,
and then it's just like
short circuits people.
Can I generalize for a second?
And then handled the wrong way, and then you're not, you're a new being in this world. You're not supported the right way, and they roll in a direction that it just keeps gathering the moss.
Yeah, but at what time do people start taking responsibility for their own
Never.
life?
I mean, that's up for
You've
discussion.
been at the Comedy Store for like 2 decades. Never. They don't start taking
the Comedy Store seem like a dark place.
I'm saying you've seen thousands of humans walk through here. People never take responsibility for their own shit. They never do
It's
it.
not like we work in a prison. I mean, it's Comedy Store.
No, but this is
jokes.
No, but this is a magnet for humanity. You see all types walk through here.
Yeah. That's true.
Nobody takes responsibility for their shit ever.
Well, that's kind of generalized.
Because can I generalize for a second here?
Sure.
General Tso's chicken is my favorite. Is my favorite Chinese food by far.
That's
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, depends on if you're doing that versus the orange, but do as you will.
And then there's a regional dish in Calgary, Canada. It's called ginger beef. It's tremendous. It's better than General's chicken. It's a similar thing made with deep fried beef.
Sounds like when two redheads want to fight.
Ginger beef.
Ginger beef.
Say you heard it here first, folks. Ginger beef on Crime.
So what was the point?
What I was saying was like there's that old adage, no one's the villain of their own story. Right? Yeah. Everyone has reasons behind what they do. So people will do some real fucked up stuff or just some shitty stuff or just some sketchy stuff because there's a reason behind it. Every single action. No one, even the most insane person, has a reason for their insane actions. Yeah. So taking responsibility for your own stuff is so difficult because you always believe that what you're doing is justified for some reason.
And also, like, I think philosophically speaking, I can't even say philosophically speaking. Philosophically speaking. Oh, man. Now I'm really... Okay, well, let's bring it on hummus. Okay. Philosophically speaking, you can look at this and say, like, everyone was a child that had these events happen to them.
Yep.
And whether or not you feel like they need to be held responsible, or it's more on how you feel of like feeling bad and being like, I don't like them and I want to judge them, how you feel internally. Practically speaking, these people are criminals and they still have to be separated from those of us that aren't so that we can live like a healthy, happy life without them. But you can also still at the same time be like, I don't need to harbor feelings of hate for them, at night when I lay down in my pillow.
Compassion and understanding. And that's why I was asking about his childhood. That's why I'm like, it's because he was obviously brilliant.
Yeah.
We usually have deeper childhood stuff on these characters. This one was one of those ones I couldn't find a lot of childhood.
But even that, like, what I find fascinating, getting back to your larger point, is like, at what point where it's like, hey man, we've all been through stuff. Everybody can say it's not my fault, but then there comes a point where you don't have the life that you want. It's up to you to change it.
That's a good point.
There's also that point of no return that people can get on, right? So, like, let's say they commit
one crime.
No, I don't
believe in that. I believe everybody's good. Like, I do have, like, this hippie, like, where I'm like, no, there's good in everybody. There's just people that are lost.
I don't think he means the point of being where you can't be redeemed. I think he means that point where, like, you're going down some path and you're kind of tipping your toe in the water of fucked upness.
Yeah.
And then the water suddenly is higher on your body than you thought it was. And you're like, fuck, I can't turn back now.
And then maybe
I have
that was
to keep going.
the insight that his friend said, where he was just like, I'm not coming in first, so...
Like the old Japanese story of, like, the assassin that wants out. He wants to start living a good life, but now he owes the boss 10 more kills. And he's like, but I'm not into that anymore. It's like, well, they're going to kill your family if you don't do your job. So you get, like, kind of pulled in farther than you wanted to, and then you die on the last mission.
Which is why I've killed 13 people. Is because, I mean, wait, what? Was that...
Is that the awkward note you want to leave on when we ask Steve,
guys, I didn't mean to
find him?
Just don't
Steve,
tell
where can that's why I've killed. Steve, where can people look you up?
Speaking of killing, you can find me on stage. That's a comedy store.
That was good. I wasn't even going there.
If you want to hear some real killing, get that album, What's Up, Nerds? Available everywhere you can get comedy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Dude,
it's a fucking funny ass album.
I haven't even heard it, but I know you guys are going to love it. That's my plug.
Steve, where do people find you on the interwebs?
My website's awesomesteve.com because somebody stole my name.
Sure.
And then...
Sorry about that. My
Steve
apologies.
Simeone Comedy, I think, is the Instagram, and at Steve, Simeone.
Simeone.
Nobody ever spells
Steve Simeone.
Yep.
If you want to, like, do it phonetically.
Simeone down now.
Yeah. all the way.
Dude, this was fun and fascinating. Like my brain, I'm sorry I wasn't like I'm just like, what?
No,
how
you're
does this
great.
happen? Like,
So yeah, sometimes these stories catch people like deer in the headlights. They're like, wait a second, whoa, this is real. I'm like, yeah, this is all real life is way more. You can't write things better than real life.
no, it's so true.
You can't do it.